From the 1700s, gold has been the key bullion reserve against national currencies, but few have ever understood why. Gold is bulky, heavy, and not especially rare when compared, for example, with certain gemstones. It has nevertheless taken prime position as a financially underpinning substance. The reason is because from the most ancient of times, gold has had a perceived value beyond that of currency wealth. A metaphysical and scientific value, the secrets of which have been lost but were destined to one day return. This has happened with the rediscovered science of monatomic high-spin metallurgy, the ability to transmute noble metallic elements into a single atom, superconductive, anti-gravitational state. During the course of David Hudson's research concerning orbitally rearranged monatomic elements in the latter 1990s, the medical fraternity began to take a keen interest in the potential use of ormes for cancer treatment. Journals such as Platinum Metals Review and Scientific American had reported how monatomic platinum group metals will resonate with deformed body cells, causing the DNA to relax and become corrected.
Science is in an interesting period right now. It's actually got to a stage where it's moving at a truly incredible rate. I mean, never before do I remember day-to-day discoveries. Week to week was something, month to month was pretty average, but day to day now, science is changing. Scientists say there's nothing that we're working on that seems to follow the rules and the laws that we were dealing with yesterday. New things are coming, so even the most notable researchers and scientists and writers in the mainstream frontliner are now sounding more like science fiction writers.
Here we are in southern Utah, searching for the minerals, elements, metals, salts, and electrolytes that superpower the immune system. Medicine is just starting to understand the benefits of monoatomic elements.
Scientists of various sorts have established now, they've informed us that matter, any matter, can be in two places at the same time. They now know that particles that are millions of light years apart, somewhere up in space, can be connected. They can cause a situation where they talk to each other through light years of space with no seeming physical connection at all. Space-time can now be manipulated, bent, crumpled. Teleportation, they say, is becoming a reality. Gravity-resistant material is now heralded for air transport, certainly for spacecraft. And everything now that they're talking about seems to be in the realms of hyperdimensional environments. Parallel universes, they call them. Dimensions beyond the space-time that we live in and are familiar with and understand.
To quote David Hudson on his research with monoatomics, he stated, "I'm not a doctor, so I can't practice medicine. Anything that is administered to someone for the purpose of curing a disease is medicine. My purpose in this was not to cure diseases or illnesses, but I did want to know, does it work? Does it have an effect? I can tell you, it's been used on Lou Gehrig's disease, it's been used on MS, it's been used on MD, it's been used on arthritis. I can tell you that at 2 milligrams a day, it's totally gotten rid of Kaposi sarcomas on AIDS patients. And it gets rid of KS. I can tell you that for people who have taken it at 2 milligram injections, within 2 hours their white blood cell count goes from 2,500 to 6,500. I can tell you that stage 4 cancer patients have taken it orally and after 45 days have no cancer at any point or place in their bodies." Eric Johnson and ZP Tech, or Zero Point Technologies, are at the forefront for modernizing this ancient alchemical resource.
Found this deposit here, so we're going to stop and we're going to see if we can find some monoatomics under these overhangs of the cliff. So let's go check it out here.
Instead of destroying tissue with radiation or killing the immune system with chemotherapy drugs, here was a prospective remedy which actually rectified altered cells.
Diamonds.
Wait.
Crystals are frequently formed and found in volcanic tubes.
In the alchemical lore of the ancient Egyptian mystery schools, the process of achieving enlightened consciousness was of express importance. To aid the process, the temple philosophers prepared a miraculous powder of projection, by which it was possible to transmute the base human ignorance into the ignat of spiritual gold. This powder of projection was the mufscut, the manna, the white powder gold, or as it became alchemically termed, the philosopher's stone.
As we take away this top layer, I'm going to use a broom here and sweep some of this sand off the top. You can see how solid white that is. This has been forming for decades, drip by drip off the top of this ledge here. This is really a nice one. And just go until we fill up a good bucket full. Fresh fruits and vegetables carry so many monoatomics in them that we've just concentrated what's in live fruits and vegetables into a small condensed form. Later in the lab, we're going to add different metallic substances to these to make custom crystals. Use this as the base material to make our crystals later on. We're going to add the different metals to this mixture and grow the crystals, producing the different crystals out of this base material that's dug up from the earth. These are the minerals, electrolytes, salts, and powerful monoatomics that the immune system thrives on. This is a safe way to ingest metals without getting the toxicity of the metal. You can't just take a bite off a piece of gold and eat it. Electrons between the atoms down and take an electron off, it's safe to ingest. And now you're getting all the nutritional value of metals and electrolytes and minerals without all the toxicity and pulp.
They said we all have bodies, but we don't just have physical bodies, we have light bodies. And just as we feed our physical bodies, they said, we have to feed our light bodies so that they will be nurtured and grow in the same way. They have to be as fulfilled as the physical body. And they call the light body the car. But it's interesting because scientists in recent times have actually called this material the light of life, because it resonates with DNA on the same frequencies. It's a light wave.
Our DNA is in fact a vibrating light wave, an extension of our light bodies, and it must be kept and nurtured just as we do our physical bodies. To those suffering from illness and have only been offered pharmaceutical drugs to aid in your recovery, or to those who simply wish to learn more of the secrets of alchemy and our relationship to the divine frequency, observed in sacred geometry, cymatics, and magnetism, the very source that drives the cogs and rhythms of the universe, I implore you to look within yourselves to the truths presented here, and join us on the scientific rediscovery of a lifetime.
We haven't been tapping into new areas of the brain. We've just been awakening the most ancient. This technology is simply a route to powers that conjurers and alchemists used centuries ago. Human race lost that knowledge, and now I'm reclaiming it through virtual reality.
You're moving too fast. Even with all these new abilities, there are dangers. Man may be able to evolve 1,000-fold through this technology, but the rush must be tempered with wisdom.
The Philosopher's Stone, its nature, its qualities, what they knew about it. But most important, he made this point. Our stone is nothing but gold. Our stone is nothing but gold. It's gold digested to the highest degree of purity and subtle fixation. We call it a stone only because of its fixed nature, because it resists the action of fire as successfully as any stone. In species, it's more pure than any gold that it comes from, but its appearance is that of a very fine white powder. That was the Philosopher's Stone, straight from the hand of the most famous chemist, alchemist of his time.